I'm Michael.
And this is Uplift Stitches. We are a married couple, and this channel is a place where we talk about our shared hobbies of cross stitching and board games and all the things that make our hearts happy.
Yeah, so today is Saturday, April 6th,
Yeah.
and this is Flosstube number 8. If you're new to us, we're welcome, and we hope you'll enjoy, listen to us talk a little bit about some of our hobbies.
Yeah.
If there's anything you don't like, you're, of course, free to look at the chapters below and skip ahead to whatever you're most interested in.
Yeah.
But if you're returning, welcome. It's great to have you back, and we're just very grateful to have you as a part of our community.
We are. We had another little bump in subscribers this month, so thank you if you're new.
Yep. So I guess we'll head and dive into some life updates then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's been a little over a month, so we've had a few life updates.
Yeah, we had a busy month, I think.
I think so. We had some birthdays.
Yeah, so immediately after we filmed last time, I think we kind of left the mess on the table.
We recorded, and then we had to rush off to go celebrate her birthday.
Yeah, we went and celebrated my birthday with my parents. It was a really lovely day.
It was a beautiful day to celebrate.
Yeah.
And it was your big 40.
Yeah.
So I think you had a few... congratulations from
thank you so much. There were a lot of people who left me kind comments here on our video, also on Instagram and family on Facebook. Thank you so much. I appreciate each kind thought and well wish, and my new year is off to a great start.
Yeah, it's been a great year so far.
Yeah,
so we're enjoying the nice weather. So that was a whirlwind day. We recorded and then just left.
Yeah. My actual birthday was really quiet. It was just a typical Monday, I think.
Yeah, it was actually Monday that week.
Yeah.
But we celebrated it because we were going to be able to get together with your family. So.
My dad's birthday is a few days after mine, so the following weekend we celebrated his birthday.
Yeah, that was the following weekend.
We had a game day with friends. We celebrated Easter with both of our families.
Yeah, we celebrated Easter. We went hiking.
We did. I've been wanting to get back to hiking, but we've kind of been gradually walking a little bit more and more to kind of get me ready for that.
Well, to get you ready for that in our bigger trip in the summer.
There's going to be some hiking involved in our vacation this summer. It was a beautiful day. It
was a beautiful day that day. Got some pictures we can share with everybody.
Yeah, you're probably looking at them right now.
Yes. So yeah, it's just been great to be outside again because felt like we had a longer winter than it was.
We had a really warm spurt in February.
We did,
and then it got cold again.
And lately it's been colder again.
Yeah.
So ready for spring, ready for a little bit warmer weather.
Yeah.
I think everybody is. So yeah, I think that was it. We just celebrated some birthdays. And
you worked?
I worked a lot.
Yeah.
Been busy with my class I'm taking, and not actually teaching any classes this semester, so that's been nice for keeping up with the class I'm taking. So yeah, I think
we had a good month.
I think we had a good month.
We
overall.
hope that you had the best month that you were able to.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed doing whatever it is you enjoy doing, your hobbies and stuff, and certainly feel free to share any of those with us if you want. But we'll go ahead and move on to cross stitch.
Yeah.
All right. So do we want to start with?
Oh, I have finishes.
Oh, yeah.
I have fully finished objects.
I have none of that.
It's been a few videos.
I'll turn over to the Melanie show because I have none of those.
The last few videos I had mentioned that I kind of covered up my sewing machine before we went on our Christmas vacation, and that is how it has been for the last few months. I finally uncovered it.
She's ready to start getting
and
it out.
I did some fully finishing. So I have 3.
She does.
And they're all start to fully finished.
Yeah, it's impressive. At least for me.
So these are things I didn't even talk about last time because they weren't even on my radar to start. And then somehow I started to finish them. So the first one, was in the Just Cross Stitch Spring 2024 magazine. And this is, okay.
Yeah, carefully, don't want to show the pattern.
This is called All Things Spring by Erin Elizabeth Designs. I thought this was so cute. And I saw Katie the Novel Stitcher started this as her Leap Day piece. But I kind of liked it. So I looked through my fabric and I had a little fun.
She did.
And I went with a green.
I think it turned out great.
Yeah. So I was going to make this a stand-up, but I kind of made some mistakes. So it's just like a tile, right? That's what the Curious Crafters call it. Yeah, but I did this on an 18 count green Ada. I think it was called Sherwood Forest by My Vintage Needle Arts. And I used all of the called for DMCs in the pattern. And then I just finished it onto some chipboard with a little bit of trim around it. And I think it's cute. We were talking about how we need some more spring things around the house. And I thought this would be a fun little quick thing to stitch.
We have a decided lack of spring stuff here.
Yeah. So I took care of that. We've got some spring things now. So that's super cute. Another thing that I started and finished was The Robins Are Here by Brenda Gervais. This was a pattern that was passed to me by my mom. We kind of share the smaller Brenda Gervais patterns because we both like them so much. And
there is the finished object.
I made it a cute little pillow.
She did.
This is on a 28 count Friendship Greene by Fabrics by Stephanie. And I did change some of the colors and made a few mistakes on color choices. I think the leaves were supposed to be the darker green and the stem was supposed to be the whatever.
It doesn't matter.
It looks cute. And I'm happy with how it turned out. It's just a cute little pillow. I used this bright blue fabric. I might put a trim around it, but I didn't have any that were the right colors. So
yeah,
it's a project for later, Melanie. And then I had mentioned this one last time that this was going to be my Easter start. The Rabbit and the Rose by Brenda Gervais.
Yeah, that one turned out really nice. I'm happy.
I consulted Michael on what fabric to use.
Yeah, she changed up the fabric that was...
And we picked a 36 count Spellbound by by Needle Bling Designs. Sorry. And I used all the called for DMC except for the blue. I changed because I didn't have the color that was called for. But yeah. Ooh, Michael, we did some good choosing on this.
I think so. I think it looked great.
Yeah.
That blue just really makes everything pop really well.
Yeah. I had this rose kind of fabric on the back, and I might add a trim, but once again, I didn't have something that really went with any of these colors. So I can add them in the future, but I'm happy with how it turned out. It's so pretty. And I enjoyed working on it.
Yeah, you got a lot of stitching in on that.
Yeah.
I think Easter, we were visiting Mom.
Yeah, I started it on Good Friday, and then I finished it Tuesday.
Yeah, a pretty quick stitch.
Tuesday or Wednesday. Hooray!
Hooray for finishes.
Fully finishes.
Starts and finish.
Start and finish.
I had to start, but
no
finish.
Yeah.
I probably could have finished if I took more time.
Do you want to start with your start?
I guess I'll start with my start.
Right.
So this one, I'm just calling it Hiking Squirrel, and it's actually from Happiness is Homemade, which...
This is the cookbook we picked up from our market.
Yep, that's a market purchase, so I'm sure most of you are familiar with that.
The Two Needles Pulling Thread are doing a stitch along. I forgot to look up the hashtag before we started filming, but maybe you'll see it on the screen right now.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing a stitch along, and it's stitch anything from the book, cook anything from the book.
Oh, I guess I'm taking part in it.
Yeah, you're taking part in it.
I didn't even realize.
Michael's not on Instagram, so he doesn't...
I don't do Instagram.
Do all the hashtaggy things.
Mel does the Instagram, so she's kind of...
Yeah, but if you have the cookbook and you're interested in stitching or cooking or...
So I'm sure I'll try some of the recipes out
here. There was a scone.
There's a scone recipe in there.
Michael makes scones.
I make scones. I discovered during the pandemic that I have a talent for making scones. Apparently, because I was like, I decided to surprise you with a lemon blue poppy seed one.
Yeah,
it's the first one I made.
Yeah,
and haven't looked back since.
No.
so I'm gonna try one of the recipe out of here. It looks really good. So,
yeah.
But this was my start. The Hiking Squirrel. It's a really small pattern.
This was designed by...
I
think Jeannine from the Blue Flower.
Yeah. So this is on Wild Mint, 18 count Wild Mint by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. I'm just doing it with the called for threads, DMCs, and it's 1041. So he's super cute. I don't have all of the colors threads, so I still need to get a few of them.
Oh,
but he's.
Did you start this on the day we hiked, or a different day?
I think it was the day we hiked. That's when I started. I think it was the day we hiked when I started it, because I was thinking of. He's a hiking squirrel. He's got a little hiking staff.
Yeah.
So he's super cute. That was my start. He's kind of small, but I'm enjoying him. So, I'm sure there's probably other ones that I might stitch in there, but
there were a lot of really cute.
There's some really cute patterns in there. So, That was my only start. Do you have any other starts that you did
Well,
not
mine
finish?
are all mixed together.
Okay.
That's how I roll.
That's okay.
Do you want me to go?
Go ahead and go.
All right. So last time I had mentioned that I was currently working on Bluebirds of Happiness. This was my Leap Day start. This is by Judy at JVW Designs. Yeah, so the day we filmed this, I brought this with me and worked on this with my mom. And I stitched this little bluebird motif over here. Yeah. I think everything else was on here when we filmed last time. Yeah, but it's so beautiful. I'm loving it. I'm thinking about making this my Motif a Week project for April. Today's the last day of this week, so I better get on that. But
you got plenty of time.
Yeah. Anyway, it's beautiful. I'm loving it. This is on... Oh, I don't have it written down.
Oh.
I know it's by Color and Cotton. I think it was a limited edition. I don't think it had a name, but I'm pretty good about describing everything in detail in the description box below. So the name of this fabric will be down there.
It'll be down there, yeah. I don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I had everything, but apparently.
That's okay. I have my New Year's Leap Day start.
Okay.
So this was my Leap Day start that you guys have seen. We'll go ahead and put the cover up so you can kind of see what this is called. Charizard, and it is by, where did I put that? It's on the other page. It's by Bixo Stitch. So I'm stitching this on 20 Count Smack the Jellyfish by Live and Die LA. And I'm doing it 1/1 with the called for threads. So this is my current progress. He's actually starting to look a little bit like a dragon, finally.
Very much like a dragon.
So this kind of combined the Leap Day start with the dragon, the Year of the Dragon. It's not a super big dragon pattern, but I have 3-ish big projects going. I didn't really feel I could do another fourth.
This has kind of been your late night stitch.
This is my late night stitch because it's pretty easy to stitch on.
Mm-hmm.
There's large groups of coloring, which makes it easy because when it gets too late, I can't really do a lot of the confetti stitching.
Mm-hmm.
It just can't. And a lot of my projects have a lot of confetti stitching just because of what I choose. Yeah. So this one's turning out pretty nice. I really like the fabric. I really like the Live and Die LA fabrics. They have some really cool colors. Mm-hmm. It's pretty soft. So that has been my progress on the Charizard stitch. Yeah.
I also worked on my Year of the Dragon stitch piece. This is Garden Magic by Flossie Fox Shop. I started this for the Year of the Dragon sale, and this month in particular, I was working on it as my Motif a Week project. Julie of Julie and Stitches 16 started Motif a Week this year. Stitching along, Julie. And I'm doing this on 36 Count Periwinkle by Color and Cotton. And this is how it looks now.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Yeah.
It's super cute.
Yes. So there were 4 Mondays in March. The first Monday I did this lantern with the little sparkles and the butterfly. And then the second week, that Monday, I had a little bit more time. So I did this dragon in the potted tree. And then the week after that, I only had a little bit of time that Monday. So I did this little watering can. And then this past Monday, I did this purple tree up here. So it's cute.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think it's perfect for that.
I think I want to pull this out again this month, and my goal is going to be to work on the big dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I look forward to seeing him come into shape.
Yeah. So maybe you'll see that next time.
Very cool.
I'm using all the Called for DMC threads, and I'm stitching that 1/2.
1/2. Yeah. All right. So let's see what I got here. Oh.
Here, I'll show my birthday start
because
that was something that I mentioned that I was getting ready to do.
Oh, yeah.
And that is And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. It's happening.
This is definitely a you.
It's happening. I'm stitching this on... What did I do today?
I don't know.
Prepared for this. This is a 36 count Highland, maybe? I picked... No. Shoot. It'll be in the description
We will
box.
look it up, and we will put
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
All right, and here is how far I've gotten. Woo!
Yeah, it's looking good.
I'm loving it. I'm using the Called for DMC threads, and I'm stitching this 1/2. And my goal for this month was to do a page finish, and that's pretty much what I've done. The only things left on this page are things that are primarily on surrounding pages. So.
Yeah, she's doing good.
I'm loving it. It's fabulous. I like how it's looking on this fabric. I wasn't sure. I was a little bit.
It was a good choice.
Uncertain, but I think it was.
I think it was a good choice.
A very good choice, and I'm loving how it's looking. Yay!
Yay!
I know some other people have been saying that this is something they might start.
Yeah, you can stitch together.
I encourage you.
Kind of
this has been Julie's Motif Week project.
Yeah.
And she's making awesome progress on it.
So are you.
Yeah.
All right. So my next project is one you guys have seen, or at least if you're a returning viewer, you've seen it probably. This is my Fantasy Winter Castle. By Instant Cross Stitch, which I don't. It doesn't exist anymore. So
sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. But I'm doing this on 20 count denim by My Vintage Needle Arts, and
we have a picture of what it was last time. So you're probably looking at that right now.
Yeah. So I didn't make a ton of progress because
you stitched on a lot though.
I spent about a week stitching on it. But it goes slow because it's a lot of confetti stitching, especially right now. So you can kind of see compared to what was in there. You can see some of the.
That castle's really coming into view.
The castle's starting to come into view. You can see some of the roof lines of the couple other towers are starting to come in. The mountain is mostly done, at least in this part of it. But I did a lot of the area below where the current tower is. It is very slow going, unfortunately, because it's a lot of confetti stitching. But I'm really enjoying it. This is the second of 8 pages that I'm working on, so it's going to be a multi-year project.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's looking great. I'm just using the Call Forge because with this kind of pattern, I don't feel confident changing any of the colors. But the subtle changes kind of really add to the depth of it. So I think it's looking good.
Yeah.
So that is one of my favorite projects, but it's just a slow project.
It's looking impressive.
So. Do you want to do one of yours?
Yeah, I can do one of mine. So I also pulled out my birthday start from last year, which was Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. I was hoping to get a finish, but I ran out of some colors.
Yep, it happens.
So I'm very close to a finish. And this is how it's looking now.
It looks great.
When you saw it last, I had the top sort of down to here done. So I did all of these flowers and those 2 small birds and words. And then I also started I had made a decision. The pattern calls for some satin stitching on these little triangle parts. So I came up and did those parts on this region and the bottom. But of course this color is one that I've run out of, and that's supposed to be at the top. So I need to decide if I'm going to try a different color or what I'm going to do. I also ran out of the pink that is for these 2 flowers. It's the same color as the house. I have a similar color in cotton color that I might use. Michael and I did a little floss situation.
Yeah.
Floss toss.
Some decisions need to be made.
Yeah. I've also run out of this light blue, which all that is left is the over 1 words up here. So I'm just going to use the DMC equivalent.
Yeah, it'll look great.
Yeah. I think because I'm doing this on a 28 count fabric 2/2 that I went through more floss than what was
actually called
anticipated by the pattern.
Yeah.
But I'm loving how it's looking.
I think it looks great.
Yeah. And I think next time, once I figure out all of the floss situation and I pick this up, it'll be a quick finish.
Be finished for next video.
Well, I'm not going to make any promises. I'll finish it this year. How about that?
That sounds good. I think you could do that.
Yeah.
So my next one, let's see. It is so I'm doing a Stardew Valley Sal. This was introduced to me by Subpar, Hillary over at Subpar. She got me hooked on it on both of the sales I'm doing, actually. Ironically.
This is a Facebook sale?
This is a Facebook sale. I don't remember the name of the group, but we'll put it down in the description below. I'll link to it if you're interested in doing it. They release one motif every 2 weeks now. So, but I'm getting close to caught up. So this is where I am. I finished.
Oh, we had a picture.
We do have a picture
of last time, which you're probably looking at.
You probably already have seen that now. But so this is my current progress.
Wow.
So I got the frame pretty much done. And I used most of the called fors. I did swap out a couple of them, so you'll see where the pond is.
I think you hadn't done the pond.
I hadn't done the pond yet. So I did the pond and I did the windows. I swapped them for some etoiles.
Yeah, try holding it closer. Maybe our friends can see.
You can see
the sparkle.
The sparkle.
Can you see the sparkle?
You can see. Hopefully, you can see the sparkle in the pond. The windows don't show up quite as much because it's not a big area.
Yeah.
But
it gives it such a cool effect.
The pond looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
So I finished the pond and the rest of the frame, and then I've been doing these motifs. Sorry.
You're showing a lot of
I've been doing these motifs here. The last couple weeks, I'm 2 motifs behind. But I'm contemplating, and maybe I'll get your guys' opinion on this. The last one that got released. Down. I can talk to it. The last one that was released was the festivals in the game, and it has all the festivals except my favorite one, which is the Dance of the Moon Jellies.
Aww.
That's a fall festival.
He was so disappointed.
I was
when he saw the drop.
I mean, there's some really great motifs that I'm sure I would be happy with, but. I was really disappointed, so I'm contemplating making my own motif for that festival. But maybe I'll get your opinions. I've never done a design before.
I told them to go for it.
She thinks I should go for it. So
I mean, it'll be work.
It'll be some work, but
yeah,
I've downloaded.
But also, I mean, is it the same size as these other motifs?
It's the same size as those, so it's 25 by 25.
So it's not a huge thing to design.
It's not a huge design. I got a free program called.
I just think you're going to be happy if your favorite festival is represented on here.
That's what I'm thinking too, but I go back and forth.
Yeah.
So maybe you can give me your thoughts on that and see what you think I should do. But I'm happy with the etoiles. They turned out really nice.
Yeah.
There's a couple places in my next style that I'll talk about that I'm considering swapping in some of them for some of the water features in that. So I'm really happy and pleased with the way this one's going. I just discovered there's a motif that I forgot to print off for the dogs or cat.
Oh yeah.
That goes in there, so I'll stitch that one in too. But it's looking good. I'm really pleased with it. So that was my one of my big projects that I'm almost caught up on. So this one stitches faster than some of the other ones because there's a lot of big areas, so it's easier to stitch than.
Well, and I think you have, I don't know, that exciting mini finish feel with each of the little motifs.
You do, and I mean I know I have a lot of the back stitching I'm going to do for the backfill,
and all of that's going to be filled in with a color.
That's going to be because of the fabric is not really the dirt color that's from the game, so I'm going to fill that. That's about 5,000 plus stitches.
Yeah,
but it'll go quickly.
Yeah.
So that was one of the major things I've been working on this month. Do you want to get one of yours or?
So I've also been working on the Gilmore Girls, Gilmoreism Sal by Forbidden Fiber Co. I'll insert a picture of what the pattern looks like. Last time I showed this to you, I had finished all of the borders, and I was very excited about that and ready to get into all of the fun little motifs inside. And I have made awesome progress on this. So I only have 3 more blocks left, and it's looking pretty good.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I know you've been looking forward to this one for a while anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun. I am a Gilmore Girls fan, so all of these things make sense to me. I'm a little bit not looking forward to this block because there's a lot of, there's some of these script backstitching words, and this is mostly that. And it's the Puffs Pledge with the little bell, which I don't mind the bell, but the Puffs Pledge, I'm like, But I saw Caitlin at Cross Stitch Kate has finished hers, and she changed that to a motif that was from another pattern that Forbidden Fiber Co. had released. So it's all with the poodles already. I might change it, but I'm not sure.
Well, that's up to you entirely.
I know. But the other 2 I like, and I'll do those as called for. But I'm using the kit fabric and threads. I think this is 32 count Casablanca, and the threads all have Gilmore Girls inspired names. And I'm stitching this 2/2. It may be finished next time you see it.
Possibly.
Potentially.
I don't think I mentioned the fabric. The fabric for my Stardew Valley one.
Oh yeah, what is it?
That is it's an 18 count oatmeal rustica by Zweigart, which is really what they recommend, not going any smaller than 18 because you lose some of the details, is what they said, which makes sense. I kind of looked at the two, and but I'm just doing mostly the call force of that. So my last whip work in progress that I've been working on is another big project, which I seem to gravitate towards for some reason. We'll go ahead and put a picture of my before progress on this one. This is the Avengers of Middle-earth Sal that I'm working on by Cunning Cross Stitch Group on Facebook. So if you're interested in joining, it's still ongoing, and they release their chapters once a month. Although this one was a little later. The next one's not coming out till May. So
okay.
So
got some catch-up time.
I have a little bit of catch-up time, and I'm doing pretty good on this one. This one is on 20 count oatmeal rustica by Zweigart.
And so far, you've been using the call force?
So far, I've been using the call force. Like I said, I'm contemplating swapping out some of the toiles for some of the water features in the chapters. But so this one is turning out pretty good.
Oh.
I'm making some pretty good progress on this one. I've just about finished the side up where the chimney is. There's a little bit of area still. That will be another page finish. I did change up the small tree you see over by the chimney.
I think you had mentioned that
I might have mentioned that because it was...
I think you had just finished that last time.
Yeah, it was like spring, and I made it into like a fall tree because this is a fall scene, so it just bothered me. It's looking really good. I'm still deciding which windows to put in. That's one of the customization options you can put in. And then the center will be where the door is. So I still have a little bit of work to catch up, and then the chapters actually go below, which, like I said, I think I'm 2 chapters behind. So not that far. The chapters aren't nearly as big as the main motif. So it's going really well. I'm enjoying it. This is what's been taking up a lot of my time. Once I get caught up with the sales, maybe I'll have more time to start some stuff. But trying to get caught up. I know I don't have to. I could probably finish it after the sale. But
of course.
But I want to finish it. So so that one is going really well. I'm really happy with that too. So I think that is all my whips.
All right. Well, another thing that I've started this month was 324 by Works by ABC. This is a stitch along that Abby Top Knot Stitcher is doing. This was one of the things I ordered at Market, and it's just so...
It's a beautiful,
Yeah. I saw it and could not resist. And so I started it on March 24th, not at 324.
But March 24th.
But on March 24th. And this is how far I got. I am stitching this on a 36 count.
You really did not put your notes down this time.
I really didn't make any notes. I think it's called Sky. I know it's by my Vintage Needle Arts. But it's a very pale blue. So, yeah. I think it's going to look good in here. So far I've done these 9 patches.
It's looking good.
Each one is a different color. And I'm loving it.
That's all that matters.
That is all that matters. I know a bunch of other awesome people have joined in this sale, and I've enjoyed seeing their progress. Because some people are starting on different spots. Some people are kind of savoring it and doing 1 motif a week. Some people are just zipping along. It's been real fun following that hashtag and seeing all the progress people are making. Yeah. And that's all I've worked on.
Wow, we finished almost at the same time.
I know.
Okay, so that's it for whips and starts and finishes.
Okay, so purchases.
Yes, purchases.
So I had mentioned last time that I had placed a Market order, and you've already seen the cookbook and 324, which were
for purchases.
I placed my order through Jessie at Mislaid Pages, and it was good. It was a good decision, Melanie. I would highly recommend it again if Jessie goes in the future. My stuff was packaged awesomely. I knew going into it that this is not Jessie's only job. So I knew that my stuff wasn't going to come as quickly as some other shops were sending stuff out, and I was totally okay with that. But it arrived and it was like packaged so well. Nothing was bent. Our mail person notoriously shoves things in our box.
Yes, he
and
does,
bends them.
Unfortunately.
And it was so well packaged that nothing was bent. Yeah. Which was awesome. So I was so happy. If you have been seeing a bunch of Market things and are wishing that you had purchased some of them, I just went on Jesse's website the other day and they still have some things from Market. So I recommend that. There's one thing I purchased that I can't show you because it's going to be a secret stitch that I'm going to be doing for Michael.
Oh.
That was also part of that Market order. And then I added onto that order the Garden of Sig by Ink Circles.
Yeah, she's taking
part. I'm taking part in the
Secret Sal.
Secret Sal with the Hathaway Stitchers. They have instigated this. Michael's wearing a shirt because we watched the Hathaway Stitchers.
Yes.
And we know what your reference is, Amity. We know. We get it. Yeah.
I get to see this before everybody else.
So the deal with the Secret Sal is that you can't. Well, it's a secret. I can't show you anything once I start this. I'm going to be starting this sometime this month.
So the rules as they laid them out was basically you can't do any of the fabric or
you can't do anything that's called for.
Yes,
so
nothing that's called for.
Fabric and threads.
So you decide everything yourself.
You gotta choose your own adventure.
And you can't show anybody until you're finished in May.
You can't show anybody. The end of May is going to be the big
reveal.
Big party situation. There's a lot of awesome people stitching this. There's a secret chat for the Secret Sal, which is bringing me a lot of joy because people are awesome.
Yeah, people are awesome. It's a fun sale.
Yeah, so this was the other thing at work. The other purchase that I have is not stitching or gaming related, but we do talk about things that bring us joy here, and something that brings me so much joy, I might tear up, is my cousin Carter has a story that's been published in this book.
Wow.
And I'm so excited for her.
It's okay.
So I had to order it. I had to get it. Adam Rubin has a few books that are compilations of short stories. And when he put out the hardcover book, he put out a call to his readers. Hey, readers, submit stories with the same title, and I'll choose some to put in the paperback version. And so my cousin submitted a story, and it was chosen to be put in the book. And I read it. I couldn't even resist. As soon as it arrived, I flipped and found that story, Carter, and it was so good. It gave me giggles. It made me cry. It made me laugh. It's an awesome story about a superhero and her dog. And they wear a tie-dye. And that's all I want to say because it was so good. I'm so proud of you, Carter. And I hope you keep writing and keep creating. That is my service announcement.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
This is my fun big purchase for the month. Yeah. So, kindness. We had some kindness. Michael did give me a pattern for my birthday.
I did.
I don't want to mention, it's from an Etsy shop. I don't want to mention the name of the shop because it's one of those ones where as soon as I saw what it was, I'm sorry. He didn't know.
I don't know those things.
This is actually a Riolis kit. I forget what the name of it is, but it's Santa and a snowman and a cottage. Michael knows me.
I know her. I need to get better about knowing what.
Yeah. So if you like this, look for the kit. But
I couldn't ask you for your advice because
I know
it was a surprise.
There's no madness here.
I know.
Only gladness.
I feel bad, but
don't feel bad. It's awesome. So this was gifted to me. I also received some quilting kindness from my parents.
Oh yeah.
For my birthday. So they got me a layer cake of some fabric. Can I do this?
You can.
It's Lori Holt Mercantile. A lot of cute florals, so I'll have fun creating something with this.
She's gonna make some fun quilts, I think.
They also got me Lori Holt's Scrappiness is Happiness book, which I've drooled over a little bit. There's some cute things in here. some things are too advanced for me at this time.
Not forever.
No. So thank you, Mom and Dad. Also, they got me a rotating.
It's dangerous over here.
A rotating cutting mat, which will be great.
Yeah. You've needed that.
It was on my wish list, and thank you for getting it for me. Also, so I had shown that, what is that? I don't know. I had shown that my mom had passed to me The Robins Are Here. On that same day, she also passed to me Spring Awakens, which I wasn't able to get to this month, but maybe I will in the month ahead. Yeah. Thank you. I will get that back to you when I finish it. And she also had passed a piece of fabric to me. She had bought this at Galleria, and it was marked as a 36 count.
But it's not a 36.
But it's a 42 count. My dad measured it. So it's this really cool creamy yellow color. Mom, I think I have something that's a similar color that maybe we can swap.
It's a pretty color.
But it's a pretty color. I'll definitely use it because I don't mind 42. I'll try it. And that is the kindness that has been given to me.
Okay.
Thank you for your kindness and your love.
All right.
We did also have a few shout out kindnesses.
We do have a few shout out kindnesses.
The first is from our friend Tammy over at Tammy's
Stitches, which I loved her channel.
Tammy is majorly inspired by Michael in his stitching.
She is excited about which is my Stardew Valley one.
Yeah.
So she may be doing that one or something similar at some point.
Yeah. Tammy has lovely videos. She works on a variety of things.
She does. She's got a long dog stitch. It's really beautiful. Called I had to write this down.
I think Pointed
Fifth, which is really turned out beautiful.
She's doing I can't remember. It's Country Cottage Needleworks. The monthly ones. The monthly samplers that have the little bands and the month on it. They're turning out super cute.
She's got a mirabilia.
She's got plans to do a mirabilia. Yeah. She's going to be changing some things on it. And she said that she was inspired by your Stardew Valley, but she's actually going to chart her farm she's made.
Which is really cool.
Which is such a cool idea.
So definitely check her out. She's just a lot of fun. I really am grateful for the shout out she gave us, but her channel is great. I would definitely watch her.
Yeah. We also just, Michael from Davis.Stitching.Quilting just thanked us for shouting him out.
Yeah. He's great too. So
yeah, he finished a quilt. It's beautiful.
And I wanted to shout out Cecilia.
A new Flosstuber.
New Flosstuber. She's only got a couple of videos out.
Yeah.
Cecilia on YouTube, but she's also on Instagram at Vulcan Cross Stitch. Check her out. She has a very similar vibe to a lot of the stuff I stitch. She does Stardew Valley and Pokemon.
Yeah, she I think in the first video she showed a lot of I don't remember if they were current projects or things she had finished and current projects, but there were a lot of Stardew Valley things.
Yes, she got some really creative, creative way of doing her color chart for flosses. She did a really fun, almost like a floss drop, miniature floss drops for it, which is cool. She's got a lot of fun stuff, and so definitely give her a check out. She's a lot of fun. All right, so was there somebody else you wanted to shout out?
Yeah, I think so. So, a newer Flosstube duo that I've been watching is the Thread Gremlins.
Yeah, you mentioned them.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I want to say their names are Elizabeth and Caroline.
Yeah, I don't think I've got.
You didn't watch them. I watched them without you, and I was watching them while he was working, and I was trying to not laugh too hard because.
You got the giggle spell.
They gave me major giggles. I'm sorry about my finishes, that they're pillows. But that's how I roll. I like the pillows. No, they're hilarious. They're great. One is a newer stitcher. One is a more seasoned stitcher. And the conversations are fantastic. Thank you. Please keep making Flosstubes. We will be your friends.
Yes, I'll have to make sure I check them out.
We've also really been enjoying Jen at Jen's Fiber Web. If she could just stop being awesome and starting all the beautiful things, I would appreciate that. She got right on the sprouting lupine, unicorn in the garden.
Oh yeah.
And Amity at Hathaway Stitchers started putting out designs, and she started right away. The flower one, I can't remember what the name of it is on the top of my head, but it's absolutely stunning.
Oh, and the bird herd here.
Bird herd, nerd, bird herd, nerd, bird nerd herd.
I think somebody here will be doing that.
I'm in the herd. I downloaded the free pattern. I forgot to mention that.
Yep.
But
yeah, so
Amity, thank you. They Hathaway Stitchers celebrated 1,000 subscribers with a free pattern, and it's got a bunch of birds, and
we love birds, so
we do love our birds. So also, I've been loving the cross stitch globe. I'm sure you're watching.
Yeah,
everybody's watching, right?
Everybody should be watching them.
Stephanie started designing, which is really exciting, from photographs that she's taken at different places around the world. Some of them are national parks, which I love national parks.
Yeah.
Thank you. And they've been doing this series of most expensive kits, most expensive patterns, most expensive books. I haven't gone back to watch the patterns one. I have the books one in my to watch this week list. But I did watch the kits one.
The kits one, yeah.
And I told Michael, he didn't watch it because I was working.
I was working when he was watching.
But I had number 25, the Thomas Kinkade Disney Dreams collection, Beauty and the Beast, Falling in Love, was lost in the fire.
It was.
It's the only kitted thing I had that I'm sad about losing.
Well, who knows? Maybe someday.
Most projects I'm at peace with that I've lost, but I'm not spending $275.
I'll make a note of that. I won't tell her.
Anyway, it was exciting to watch that video because Ka-ching!
They're doing some fun videos.
They are. So. And they're also doing a great series for new cross-stitchers about different cross-stitching things. So if you're newer to cross-stitch, I would recommend you check out. They have a series of videos. I think they're kind of doing like every other week. They're doing like a regular Flosstube and then a kind of an extra. So check out their extras if you're newer to cross-stitch and want to learn a little bit more about the things that we do in cross-stitch.
Yeah. So anybody else, or just is that
all our good old
friends, but
our very dear friends. Thank you so much for watching us, for creating content.
And
you make our hearts so happy.
It's a great community. I'm just grateful to be part of it.
Yeah, we usually watch one or two in the evenings, and it's just good to be a part of a community that that we share this hobby with.
And they're so welcoming to everybody, really.
Yes. Yeah. We love it.
Yep. Plans? You have some plans to talk about?
I do have some plans to talk about. What are your plans?
What are my plans? I took a review.
Do you want me to go first? Okay, going first.
I'm okay going first.
Okay.
So I took a review of what I originally said my plans were this year.
You look back over your list.
I look back over my list from the beginning of the year to see, because I know a couple of them I'm either missed or swapped out. I had a Stardew Valley pattern I was going to do, and I swapped that for the Sal. I didn't get to the Winter Oak one that I for Mill Hill. So I'm going to try to get to my Spring Oak for Mill Hill this coming month, because I do enjoy the Mill Hill ones with the beading and stuff. I like that a lot. I have a book of mini masterpieces that I was going to do in one or two patterns.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to try to get to those. And of course, one of the plans depends on whether or not I do a motif for that Stardew Valley Sal, which I'll see what people think about that. But catching up is at the top of my list. I've been starting to look into temperature stitches for next year, possibly. I'm looking at all the different patterns. I'm not really sure if you guys have any recommendations for ones you like. I've seen it like the potions bottle, and I've seen a couple other ones that people are doing. So it kind of interests me. I might be doing one of those. I know there's another Sal that I'm possibly interested in. And,
what is it?
There's a Princess Bride Sal. I discovered it on Etsy, but I'm going to see if there's like a Facebook group or something, because there might be. But Princess Bride's one of my favorite movies, so I need to get caught up first with these, maybe. But I'm definitely interested in possibly starting that at some point.
Yeah.
And I am going to doing some brainstorming and ideas for the D&D sal next year that I consider.
He's thinking about doing a sal.
I'm thinking about creating a sal, like a brief design of a character sheet. It's the general idea, and the general idea. I haven't worked out all the rules. Will be as you stitch each month, whatever you stitch will apply towards creating your character over the course of a year. So your different stats, your background, all that stuff. I haven't worked out all the details, but that's the idea I'm thinking of for the sal. So we'll see if I get it done for next year or not. And then I have an idea for a gift or stitching kindness that I want to do. So I can't really say what it is on here.
Yeah, one of our Flosstube friends.
So I have the pattern already picked out. I just have to get the rest of it figured out. So so that'll be in my works. I don't know if it'll be this month, but it might be next month I started. But those are my plans anyway. Those are subject to change. I don't really keep a strict. I have to do this, but
yeah. Which is probably a good idea.
And you have some plans, I know, so.
Yeah, so I'd like to continue, possibly finish the Gilmore Girls piece. I need to do my motif for this week, but I do think Bluebirds of Happiness is going to be my motif a week project for the month of April. So I'll work on that throughout the month. I need to start Garden of Zig. I think I've picked my flosses.
Your fabric?
I need to pick a fabric, so that will happen this week, and then I can get started because
it's getting closer.
I think Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe said in the group that we're at you would have to do 112 stitches a day at this point.
Yeah,
that was a couple days ago.
Yes, so
it's only going to go up. I mean, I'm a fast stitcher.
She's a fast stitcher. I'm not really worried, but
yeah.
I don't want to do undue pressure.
I don't want to get too behind because I'm already a month behind. And it's funny because people in the secret chat are posting what percentages they're at since we can't really show things, and I'm not commenting because I'm at 0 still.
I'm sure you'll start very soon, so I'm not worried.
So don't feel bad if you're behind because I haven't even started.
You will.
Also, I'm not going to put pressure on myself with Oh Joyous Day and deciding that, but if I do figure out what I want to do with the flosses, then I'll work on that. Also, 324, I would like to pick up sometime again this month and do a few more motifs on that. Another thing that I had talked about trying to get to last month was this project, which is Cherry Blossom Creek by Dimensions. It's Dimensions School Collection Kit. And I didn't get to it, but I saw that this I did write down. Lindsay from Blushing Pink Stitches is doing all the kits April. So the idea is to stitch on things that you've started or start kits, or it's just kit focused. So I think I'm going to get to this month and not ignore it. As I had said, I think in last video, this is how far I am, and I want to get to a page finish. So if I spend a week on that this month, I think I should be able to achieve it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So there's that.
Beautiful pattern.
Also, Stephanie from Just Keep Stitching has been working on this project and keeps showing it in every video. And I think every time I sigh, a heavy sigh of, I should start that. This was gifted to me.
She does quite literally sigh.
We love him and Steph, but Stephanie, why are you doing this to me? So Spring Moon, I may start this month. I had been originally thinking about starting it in August, but that might get moved up if she keeps showing it and I keep being enticed.
I predict she will start it.
Yeah. Also, our friend Elizabeth over at Savory Sewing, who we love.
Yes.
Because she stitches a lot of nature things, which I love, and she stitches a lot of Halloween things, which I love.
I'm a Halloween person.
So she's a must-watch for us. But she is planning on touching all of her Halloween projects in April. Because if you go by the Christmas in July vibe, then it's Halloween in April. So I have one Halloween whip, and that is Spooktacular Party by Counting Puddles. Yeah. So I think I might pull this out and work on that along with Elizabeth. She's not working on this, but
there is a pattern
in spirit.
There is a Halloween pattern.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
No, but there's a Halloween pattern I've thought about getting at some point.
This is how far I am. So if I work on this a couple days, I could get a little farther and join in the Halloween. fun. Also, I've kind of earmarked 2 snow friends to get back to this month. One of them is my Mary Sled Bells. You hear the Mary Sled Bells? Yeah. The name's not on the cover of this, and it throws me off every time. But I've been working on this. I had been working on this. Oh, yeah. And I needed to make a decision on the sled and...
Yeah, because you changed up the colors a little bit.
Yeah, and what I was going to do in the snow, because she had personalized it with the year and her name here. And I needed to make decisions about that, and I put that off for a few months. So I went to get back to it, and this is so close to a finish. I went to make those decisions and finish that this month. Also, I wanted to get back to Quilted Christmas by Emily Call. This was another one of my 12 Days of Snow Friends starts. And I had miscounted somewhere in here. The day that I did this, my mom and I were watching Hallmark Christmas movies, and I think I was getting sassy about some plot hole and got off. So because it's like a quilted design, I can't really fudge it because it needs to look symmetrical like a quilt block. So I need to decide. I might come in and fill in all of the interior things and then go and adjust the white to make up for it. That might be my way to go, but that is what that is. So I'm hoping to get to this month and probably finish it. And last time I mentioned that I had a quilt that I wanted to try to get back to, and I did this month, but I did pull out the quilt stuff, so I thought I'd show you what I have. This was a quilt that I started last year, and it's a bunch of springy colors. This is a fabric line from Brenda Gervais, and I had made a quilt, this exact quilt, sort of for my mom for Mother's Day, and I had enough fabric that I could make it for myself also. And so I have all of these blocks put together. A few of them are kind of one square is a little bit off, so I need to go in and readjust those. But then I already have all of the half square triangles put together like this. So I just need to go through and sew those all into the blocks and make it into a quilt.
So some sewing plans.
I do have sewing plans. Yeah, yes. Hoping to get to that this month.
Though your Halloween one did remind me of a pattern I need to find. I don't remember who it was that was stitching it. It's a Halloween pattern.
What is it?
It has like a house with some trick or treaters, and I remember that person saying that it was no longer available, so I'd have to find a used pattern somewhere.
Yeah, I think that was Elizabeth.
Was that Elizabeth?
Yeah.
So maybe she can at least give me the name if she's watching.
Oh, we can go back to her video.
We're going to go back to her video.
Yeah, we can look it up.
But that was one I've been going back and forth on. But
I
do really like the pattern, so I wanted to see if I can find it to stitch it. So we'll see. That your Halloween one reminded me of that. So.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for plans and sewing plans, and
yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life plans.
Life plans.
More living.
More living.
Hopefully more hiking.
Yeah, hiking. I know we have
spring cleaning.
We had thought about doing a short camping trip at some point.
Yeah, I need to relook at what days the water is running at the park.
It should be running now. I think April's when it starts.
Okay.
So that's something we wanted to start this year, was getting camping more. I know we enjoyed a lot. I got the tent for Christmas, along with a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. So.
I did want to mention I had this quilt up in the last video also and forgot to say anything about it, but this is a quilt I got from an antique store last year. I can tell that it's hand quilted. It isn't signed. There's no sort of maker mark on it, but I really love purple, and I saw this and fell in love with it. So whoever did this did such a beautiful job. There are parts of it that are faded. It probably had a lot of love. And I'm so glad to have it here in our house now. Also, I wanted to show, a few videos ago, we had a granny square blanket.
Oh, yeah.
In the background, and we got a lot of comments on that, and people are still commenting and asking about it. So I thought I would show it, or re-pull it out and talk about it, because, of course, in that video, I forgot to talk about it also. What is up with me? But this is a granny square blanket that was made by my mom. She was inspired by Lori Holt. I don't remember, I think maybe it was 2 years ago. She does the kind of like granny square challenge in the summertime. And my mom said, I think I could learn to do that. And she did. So she's made a whole bunch of blankets, and this is one of them. And I, of course, love all the purples and the bright colors. And this lives in our game room.
Yeah.
And it brings us joy. So thank you, Mom. She did a wonderful job.
She did.
And I know so many of you have commented that you just think it's beautiful and you're inspired by it. So thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's it for the cross stitch stuff.
That's it.
So if you're just here for cross stitch, we're glad you joined us.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
And we hope you enjoyed it. If you're new, please subscribe and ring the bell and all the wonderful things we do. Mm-hmm. And if we're a returning subscriber, I hope you enjoyed our fun segment of cross stitch and hearing a little bit about our plans and seeing our projects.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and get ready to move on to our board games. So if you're interested in that, just give us a few seconds to readjust, and we'll be talking about the games we played over the last month.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are back. We had to pause for a short lunch break because we didn't realize how late it had gotten.
I slept in a little bit today.
She slept in and she said, "You know what? I'm hungry. We need to stop for lunch." So we did. We're back. We are all set up for our game segment.
Yeah. So
you want to go ahead and start?
Yeah. So this is part of the show where we talk about the games we've been playing over the last month.
Yep.
So first I'm going to insert a picture of the games we played over the month of March.
Yep.
We played a lot of games.
We did play a lot of games this month.
We had a game day with our friends, and on that day we played one game each of Dark Deeds, Bunny Kingdom, Bamboozled, and Azul, and we played 2 games of The Loop and Castles of Mad King Ludwig.
Some of our favorites.
Yeah. With my dad over the course of a month, we played 1 game each of Botany, Three Sisters, Terraforming Mars, the dice game, Tapestry, Point City, and Genotype.
Yep.
We played more games with my dad this month than I thought.
Yeah, didn't realize it until you actually look at it.
Yeah. And then we played 14 games of Spirit Island, which we talked about a bunch last time.
So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out our last video if you haven't seen it.
And
we
did play a few games of Twice as Clever and the games that we're going to talk about in this video. But Spirit Island.
Spirit Island, yep.
I forgot to mention in our Thanks to Friends segment that our dear friend Stephanie over at Silliness gave us a really lovely shout out. She said that we were joy, and you are joy as well.
Yes, and I'm glad you're finding joy in Spirit Island.
Yes, she asked for recommendations on 2-player cooperative games, and I was struggling, and I was like, look, now, our most played cooperative game is Spirit Island, and she took that to heart and went out and got it.
Yeah. She's been having a great time with it.
Yeah, it sounds like she's really enjoying it. We are glad that you are. She mentioned that she's also been doing the digital version, which my brother has.
It is. It's a good...
And that's helped her to kind of
It's good for learning, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So...
but we played 14 more games of it since the last time we saw you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we played through every spirit
Every
that
spirit.
we had.
Yep. And we're probably sure we'll be back because we didn't add in any of the scenarios.
We didn't add any doodads or
but...
fanciness. But it felt good to play it and not be tired of it. And just enjoying it again.
Yeah. So we played a lot of that.
I did get a bit of gaming kindness for my birthday. The first one that I'll talk about is Genotype, which was given to me by my parents. My dad picked this out. Thanks, Dad. This is a game that I had tried at Gen Con last year while Michael was doing a D&D game.
Yes, I do lots of those.
I got to try this out, and I really enjoyed it. It's got like a different theme than a lot of the games that I've played or that we tend to play.
Yeah.
It's like a biology theme. It's all about genetics and kind of that graph of, capital T, lowercase t.
And how the genes kind of come together.
Yeah, you're trying to prove the genetic makeup of pea plants, which is a cool theme. And we enjoyed our play of it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to playing some more.
I mean, we'll talk a little bit more when we play it and work and kind of have a better grasp.
Yeah, but thank you.
It's been a great game. So.
The other gaming kindness that I got was a gift from my brother and sister-in-law, which is over here. So, bring it.
I'm bringing it.
Not this one.
Nope, not that one.
This one. They got me Sagrada Artisans, which was a game I was hoping to get at Gen Con, but it was sold out by the time I got to the vendor hall. Thanks, Ken.
It's a
Thanks, Steph.
Beautifully wonderful, fun game.
I'm loving this game so much. I can't describe it to you. Sagrada Artisans is a legacy game, which means the game is changing over time. You're adding stickers and making changes,
Opening
and
envelopes.
It's like permanent changes to the game throughout the course of the game. So we can't really talk about it too much in detail because we don't want to spoil anything for anyone. But we have the regular game, which is called Sagrada, which is how they knew that I would love Sagrada Artisans, because it's a game we've played with them several times, and they know that we love. This was one of those games that was gifted to us right after the fire because people knew it was one of those ones that we enjoyed playing. In Sagrada, you are using dice to make stained glass windows. This is based on a cathedral, I think in Spain.
I think so, yeah.
Spain?
I think it's Spain.
Sagrada Familia, which is taking generations to build, which is kind of the theme of the legacy game. But in the regular game, you're making one stained glass window with dice. There are some restrictions. You can't put the same color next to each other. You can't put the same number next to each other.
Yep. And
there are tools that you can use to kind of manipulate the numbers on the dice.
And some of the windows you get have restrictions that of what you can place in them.
Yes. You start out with kind of
like a pattern.
Like a pattern that you can kind of go off of in your creation of your window.
And some of them have color requirements for certain spaces, and some of them have number requirements.
It uses this unique, what they call snake drafting, where basically the first player of the round chooses one dice, and then the second player chooses one dice, and then you go
all the way around.
I think you can play up to 4 with the base game. You can play with up to 6 with the expansion. But then you go backwards. So the 6th person, the 5th person,
so the last person gets the smallest choice on the last
first
dice.
And the last.
Because you draft 2 dice every time.
Yes. So it's a game that we like. And then there's goals for the end of the game, which will give you bonus points for having certain things.
And if you can't place one of your 2 dice, you actually have to break a window area.
Yes. What I enjoy about the game is that it's very visual, and also it kind of becomes more like a logic or a math puzzle the further you get into the game.
Yes. It's easy early on.
Toward the end of the game.
There is the restriction. Once you place, you have to place adjacent or connected to wherever you started with.
Yeah.
There's that restriction.
It can get a little bit like Sudoku-y. Like you can't have the same number. You gotta pick a different color.
And some of the end goals have that kind of like, they give you more points if you have no repeated numbers in a row or no repeated colors in a column or something like that.
Yeah.
So
we enjoyed it 2 players.
It works great with any number of players, really.
Yes.
So
I think there's a digital version, but I don't know where. But anyway, so the one that was gifted to me, Sagrada Artisans, is like an amplified version of that. So it really plays into this idea of this taking generations to build. So each game is sort of like a different time period, and you are gradually building the windows for this cathedral.
Yep.
And instead of using dice to make the windows, there's colored pencils, and you're actually filling in and coloring it, which we're loving.
Yeah.
The story is fun. Not fun, but creative and engaging, and we're really enjoying the plays of it.
There's a little bit of humor in there. There's a really fun storyline. The envelopes are always exciting. Anytime you get to
so exciting to unlock things.
It tells you when to open them, and you don't know what's going to happen. There was I won't say it because...
No, we don't want to spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it, but...
There's been some really awesome things.
Really fun
We are 6 games into it?
6 games into it. There's 10 total, I think, and then you can play it after that as well.
Yes.
So so that's been a really fun game.
Yeah. So that was our kindness.
That was one
and our most fun games. The other game that we played the most is Botany.
Yes.
Which is a brand shiny new game.
And this was when you kickstarted, right?
Yes, I backed this last year. It was around Mother's Day. I think this was my Mother's Day gift to myself, was backing this. It came. I think there was a notification in the mailbox that it had come. We picked it up like the day after we filmed.
The day after we filmed, I think.
Yeah. So, well, it's a good game. In Botany, you are a flower hunter, a plant hunter?
Flower hunter, I think.
I forget how they word it, but in the Victorian times. And basically, you are traveling the world trying to discover plants that you've heard about.
Yep. And
press them or put them in your case.
Or bring them back alive.
And bring them home.
Yes.
And you're going to get points at the end of the game for the living and pressed plants that you have, as well as upgrades that you've made to your home garden.
Yes. So you have like an estate at home that's funding you. So as you're out exploring, you'll get an income there, but you have to spend your funds as you're exploring. So you kind of have to weigh between how long before I need to actually come back, because you can only move a limited amount of spaces per turn.
Yeah. Part of the reason that I backed this game was that the artwork is so beautiful. It's all Victorian era art. One of the fun things about this game that I didn't realize was going to be part of this game is the what is it called? Where you do the card.
The events?
Events.
Yes. The events are
what makes this game.
They're really zany.
Because really, without the events, it's just you have a hand of cards and you're trying to go to certain locations to actually keep those cards.
Yes, because you have to get to the location where it says in order to actually put it into your...
Right. But then these events happen, which...
Yeah, every time you get a plant,
are either real awesome or real terrible.
Yeah. And it's all based on the roll of the die.
Yes.
So
mostly. Sometimes. Sometimes you have choices.
Sometimes you have... Most of the time it's a die.
Yeah.
And it's either good or bad.
Yeah.
Not horrible, but like definitely not...
Yes. And some of them are like historical things, like the World Fair happens, or, you know.
Sometimes you get chased by a swarm of bees.
Sometimes there's fantastical things, like you're chased by a swarm of bees.
You go over a waterfall.
You've got the Morbs. The Morbs is in here. That was a joyful discovery when we played the game and the Morbs came up. We played this, I think, 5 times.
I think so.
Or last month.
Yeah, so fair bit.
And I'm looking forward to playing it again with our friends. There's 2 expansions that came with it that I had added to my back order.
Yeah.
One of them added trees, and one of them added poisonous plants.
So it plays well with 2 people as well as more people.
Yeah, we played with 3.
We played with 3 so far.
So. I think we'll be bringing this to our next game day and try it with 4.
Yeah. So it's worked well with both 2 and 3 people. So I think it'll work well with 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had no idea she had backed it. I told you. She probably had told me and I'd forgotten.
We usually tell each other when we back things.
The problem with Kickstarter is you back it and then, it could be a year or 2 later. And
like I said, I
backed that.
Yeah. And because I've gotten notifications about it every month.
I have not.
But you haven't.
Yeah. I have one I backed during the pandemic and it still has not arrived.
And you just backed Mythwind.
I did pack. Which
we talked about last time.
We talked about Mythwind last time.
They came out with a new expansion.
They have a new expansion, so if you're interested in getting it, don't have the base one, it's also available.
Oh yeah.
So you could get it on this Kickstarter for a little bit cheaper than getting it in the actual store. Mm-hmm. But if you have it, of course, then there's actually an expansion you can purchase, which I backed for that. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't know when that'll arrive, but I'm looking forward to it.
By the time it is, we'll be ready for new content.
So yeah, Botany's been great. I've loved all the new games.
It's been a great month of gaming.
It is. It has definitely been. So I think that's all the new ones we played this month.
Yeah, and those are the ones we played the most this month.
Yeah, our requirement is 3 or more times we played it. So
which these 2 and Spirit Island,
which you've talked
were the only ones that met the requirement.
But if there's any games you want us to try or mention, or
we didn't get Isle of Cats like I was hoping.
We did.
Maybe we'll get to it this month.
But yeah, if there's any that you are excited about, please let us know because we're always looking for new games.
Yeah.
So, I think that's it for
that's it for today.
So if you stayed with us this long, we hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for being with us and sharing all of our joy of our hobbies.
Yeah.
We hope you are doing things you love with the people you love.
Mm-hmm.
Keep stitching, playing games, and whatever else you love in life.
We hope that you're well. We hope that you have the best month that you can.
Yep. And
we'll see you again in the beginning of May.
The beginning of May, yes. See ya.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.